So we ended up getting rained on that day that we were working out here, and we were out here till after dark, just trying to get this done. When I started filling in this little canal that we had going here, of course that stopped the water from flowing through over that direction, but then it was a matter of time before it started filling up the pond. So about that moment it started raining, so the pond started filling up very quickly, and it was a race against the clock to finish that spillway over there. And pretty much right as the water was coming down the spillway, we finished that spillway. But the wall is a little bit low, and actually we didn't stop the flow of the water from that canal. It's still going through the wall, and that was tricky because the canal was underwater, so it was hard to get down to dig it out to get to a clay layer, because you couldn't really see what was under the water. So this might be something that's always a problem, or it could just be a question of piling a little bit more clay on here and stomping it down to compact it better. As you can see in the water there's still some pretty big chunks. So it might just be a question of compacting it, and then that'll stop the flow. But in any case, this should be a little bit higher, because when we have our mega storms here, this is definitely at risk of getting completely washed out here. And that's why the spillway over there, I dug it so wide. It's actually really wide and pretty deep. But generally speaking, you want to have your wall about a meter higher than the level of the spillway, which is not going to happen in this case. And it's such a small pond that maybe it's not necessary. But what I am going to do right now to bang this job out and finish right now is I'm just going to, where those shovels are, I'm going to clear away the brush and the debris, and I'm going to dig down till I get to nice clay in that area. And since that's so close to the wall, I'm just going to use the material from right here to build up the wall a little bit better, and then I'm going to compact the wall really well. And I'll try and figure out a way to compact this part here that's actually under the water. That should help a little bit. But the pond looks pretty nice. Like, I think it's gonna have a lot of aquatic grasses growing, because we left some of these little shallow strips of soil. And then of course where the canal was, that's also a little shallow area. And I was out here this morning, I already saw fish jumping out of this pond and everything. And the water actually looks pretty clear. It's a little bit silted right now just because I've been throwing some shovelfuls of soil already this morning. But when I got here, it was very clear. So this looks like a good place for a pond. Probably going to be really high quality water. This is a drainage basically from our own little watershed that we have here on the property. So there's really nobody else that can affect the water quality. So we have basically complete control over the cleanliness of this water. And another good factor is that where the water flows from up above from the hillside, it actually gets down here and it becomes somewhat flat, whereas most of our property is very steep. And then of course it runs through all those plants there and gets filtered by the roots and everything. So by the time it overflows into here and to get into this pond area, it's pretty much crystal clear water.